At 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday night, Victoria Vale received a phone call. The voice on the other end was muffled, distorted. "We have your daughter," it said. $2 million, 48 hours. Tell the police, and she dies. Victoria did everything right. She didn't call the police. She didn't tell anyone. She started gathering the money. But here's what nobody knew. Nobody, not even Victoria. Her daughter Nora had made that call herself. At least, that was the plan. Nora Vale had everything. A penthouse apartment on the 34th floor of the Harlow building, one of the most expensive addresses in the city. A wardrobe full of designer clothes, a mother worth $40 million. But Nora didn't have access to that money. Not yet. Victoria controlled every cent until Nora turned 30. 2 more years felt like forever. That's when Dylan came into her life. Dylan Cross. Charming, brilliant, beautiful. He had a plan, he said. Simple, clean, untraceable. Fake kidnapping. Ransom call. $2 million. Split 50-50. Nora said yes. She should have said no. Dylan brought in one other person. Ray Mercer. An old contact, he said. Someone who knew how to handle these situations. Nora never liked Ray. The way he looked at her, the way he smiled when Dylan wasn't watching. But Dylan said he was necessary. And Nora trusted Dylan. She trusted Dylan completely. The plan was simple. Nora would disappear for 48 hours. Dylan would make the ransom call from a burner phone. Victoria would pay. Dylan would collect. Nora would reappear, shaken, traumatized, with a story about escaping. Nobody would get hurt. October 19th, a Friday night. Nora packed a small bag, told her building's doorman she was going away for the weekend, smiled at the security camera in the elevator. She rode up to the 34th floor. Dylan and Ray were waiting. The plan was for Nora to stay in her own apartment, hidden, while Dylan made the call from across town. Simple. But the moment Nora walked through that door, Ray locked it from the inside. Dylan didn't look at her the way he usually did. Something had changed. Something was very wrong. Dylan sat down calmly. "Change of plans," he said. The fake kidnapping was real now. Nora wasn't going home in 48 hours. She wasn't going home at all. Not until Victoria paid. Maybe not even then. Because Dylan had done the math. $2 million was 50%. But 100% was better. Nora stared at the man she thought she loved. The man she had planned this with. The man who had smiled at her every single morning for 2 years. And she realized she had never known him at all. She was trapped, 34 floors up, in her own home, with 2 men who no longer needed her cooperation, only her silence. Victoria Vale called the police. She waited 6 hours. Then she broke. Detective Sam Holt took the case personally. Something about the ransom call bothered him. The voice was distorted, but the details were too specific. The apartment number, the floor, the name of Nora's cat. Things a stranger wouldn't know. Things someone close would. He pulled Nora's phone records, her messages,
her bank transfers.
And there it was, 14 transfers over 3 months to an account registered to a Dylan Cross. Sam Holt leaned back in his chair. She knew her kidnapper, he said quietly. She is her kidnapper. Police traced Dylan's burner phone to the Harlow building. They arrived at 11 p.m., exactly 48 hours after the ransom call. They found Nora on the 34th floor, locked in her own bathroom, terrified. Dylan was gone, Ray was gone, and the $2 million Victoria had transferred was gone. Nora told Detective Holt everything. The plan, Dylan's idea, her agreement. Sam listened carefully. Then he asked one question. Miss Vale, where is Dylan Cross now? Nora shook her head. I don't know, she whispered. I don't think I ever did. Dylan Cross was never found. Ray Mercer was arrested 6 weeks later in another city with another plan and another woman who trusted the wrong man. He never gave up Dylan's location. The $2 million was never recovered. Nora Vale pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges. She served 18 months. She sold the penthouse. She never went back to the Harlow building. Victoria Vale paid every cent of her daughter's legal fees. And every night, somewhere out there, Dylan Cross is still smiling, still charming, still looking for the next person who will say yes. Lock your doors tonight. Good night.